and welcome to Book Your Give Here. We're Travel That Gives. I'm Lulu Lima, your chief travel guru. I hope this episode of Dream Now Travel Later inspires you to travel, and I invite you to give us the opportunity to help plan your next memorable trip. So grab your popcorn and enjoy.
Hi, everybody, and welcome back. So excited to have another presentation for an amazing Caribbean island, Dominica. Not Dominican Republic, so I don't want it to be confused. This is Dominica, the island of nature. With us today, we have Fernanda, who is going to walk us through all of the amazing pieces that we don't even know that were around. I mean, for those of you guys who knew, you had one up on me because I knew of the island, but I didn't know how beautiful it was until I saw this. So I'd love to take you guys there and love to help you guys book your trips. So I am going to pass it on to Fernanda, and so she can go ahead and enlighten us with all of this beauty.
Hi, Lulu. Thanks so much for the introduction. I'm very excited to be here today to share, all of these little secrets, like you mentioned them, like from Dominica, this hidden gem in the Caribbean for sure.
Yeah, it really is. We really talk about there's so many different islands in the Caribbean, and a lot of us don't always know them all. So I love how, I'm discovering so much more and all of these moving pieces. So really, guys, we need to get our passports ready and just start going. So let's talk about why visit Dominica.
Yeah, sure. Well, first of all, a quick overview of what we'll be chatting about today. So quickly, why visit Dominica? Quick introduction to, fast facts that you need to know before traveling there, how you can get there, where you can stay and what to do, and then some events that you can plan your visit around. So why visit Dominica? So it is known as a nature island, and like I mentioned, it's definitely remained one of the hidden gems in the Caribbean. So which means that it's a very unspoiled destination, and it's very different from the image that you have of the Caribbean. It's perfect for nature lovers, it's perfect for escaping the crowds, and adventure is big here. We do have 3 national parks, which means that you can have everything from soft adventure experiences to extreme adventure experiences. It's a destination for everybody. But some bucket list, items and must-do things in Dominica is that it has the Caribbean's longest hiking trail. It covers the entire island, and it has.
How long would it take to do the entire hiking trail?
It's divided in sections. So if you were to do it all at once, I think, if I remember correctly, it's about 2 weeks that it would take you to.
Okay, so everybody who likes to hike, we need at least a 2-week trip in order to do the entire Caribbean longest hiking trail, okay? So just kind of give you an idea of timelines of why we want to be here for a long period of time. Love the fact that it's the year-round resident sperm whale population. I thought that, I got a kick out of that. And I thought that was really funny. So
it does have,
go ahead.
Second largest boilinglake as well, another big item. It's great for diving and divers with many underwater unique experiences. And it does have the last remaining community of people that are actually native to the Caribbean and to Dominica. So just very interesting, facts and things that you can do that are different from other destinations listed here.
That's awesome. And so, as I mentioned, it's not the Dominican Republic. It is Dominica.
Yes, correct. Pronounced Dominica, and then to avoid, confusions, the official name is Commonwealth of Dominica. And originally, the population that I mentioned in the last slide was named Dominica Guayticubuli, which means tall is her body because of the mountains and what it looks like, from the distance.
That's so awesome. So we're going to play a little video for you guys, and this is going to be super awesome because I fell in love with this.
Okay, boom, we call it Dominica. Yeah, the nature island of the Caribbean. rum punch time.
Oh, we call it Dominica.
It is spelled Dominica. It is not Dominican Republic. It is pronounced Dominica and is situated between Guadeloupe and Martinique in the Caribbean.
When I think of Dominica, it's all natural. And you can get you could just go to the tree right now and pick a pawpaw and you just eat. You just go to the garden, get a cane, and you make a juice. So it's just lovely. It's just nature. You know, you could get everything from Dominica.
We are Dominica.
We call it Dominica, the nature.
Great life.
Yeah, we love Dominica. And I hope you love it too as well.
We call it Dominica.
We call it Dominica.
It's called Dominica.
Call it Dominica.
We call it Dominica.
We call it Dominica. We call it Dominica.
It's called Dominica, the nature island.
And nature, you're one with nature.
And who doesn't want that view? Really?
Yeah, this video just always gets me so excited. It just makes me want to just hop on a plane and get out there.
Absolutely. So, and this is the beautiful nature island.
Yes.
And these amazing waterfalls that go with it.
Yes, as you can see, there's plenty, of green and, like,
And I think my video is trying to play again. Oh no, hold on 1 second, guys. I'm just having a little technical difficulty because I really want to see that video once again. So the island is really easy to get to. English obviously is the main language. French Creole is obviously the next commonly spoke language. So for those of you guys who speak that French Creole, you'll feel just right at home. And so can you use the American dollar, or do you need to exchange to the Eastern Caribbean?
Yes, so you can use the dollar. Is widely accepted throughout the island, so there's no problem there. Yeah.
That's super awesome.
It's really good to know, and like the video mentioned, it location-wise between Guadeloupe and Martinique,
So really there's there are great opportunities. It is a destination where you have to change planes too. However, we can easily get to Antigua or Barbuda, Guadeloupe, or Puerto Rico and take a flight, take a hopper from there, or St. Lucia or St. Martin.
Right.
And really, those are obviously options that will always be great for us. So,
right.
So once we get to, any of these other areas, we can easily transfer over and
Right.
get to our final destination.
Yeah, so there are no direct flights like you mentioned, but it does requires one connection at least, and the main place where people travel to from the United States is typically San Juan, Puerto Rico, the one that has the most connections usually.
Yep. And so we can combine it. We can add a few days before or after in Puerto Rico, so that way you can enjoy a little bit of Puerto Rico and then go on over to the Dominica. And so here's kind of an idea of how far it is. So you at least have an idea in terms of much time that we're going to be, and the airlines that are actually servicing it. So And I'm sure that with COVID and everything else, there may be some changes, but for the most part, these are the places where we'll be focusing on as each of the countries open up. So there are some that have a same-day service to Dominica, and obviously this could be seasonal. So we want to kind of, look at that as well. So on your screen, you'll have different cities where this can happen.
Yeah. When I live in New York, so typically what traveling time looks for me getting to Dominica, I'll get on the plane early in the morning and I'll be in Dominica getting to the hotel late afternoon. So
yeah, so that's awesome. Yeah. So let's talk about where we're going to stay while we're in Dominica.
Yes. So I've included a few, options. Obviously, there's many more than what we're going to talk about here, but I did want to give you an idea of, the different options and, accommodations that there are. This first one, Jungle Bay, it's located in the south of the island, near Scott's Head, which is the very tip of Dominica. And it's a wellness eco resort, which means that, they're very focused on, the well-being, and they have a spa on site. They have 2 yoga studios. So you can wake up and that being the first thing you do, overlooking the ocean. It's just such a great way to start the day.
And that's awesome. So,
yeah.
I mean, you have an overlooking the ocean. You can, do some yoga. It is a small property. There's only 50 villas. So really a great opportunity for you guys to breathe.
And that you'll see actually in Dominica, this one would be one of the bigger properties in Dominica. Most of them typically have smaller, amounts of units or rooms.
And that's awesome. So if 50 is your largest, easy. If you have, you want to do a family reunion or a destination wedding, absolutely, we can do that, and we can buy out the entire property. So let's have that conversation. But for those of you guys who are looking for the all villa resort, and you want something to be a little bit more secluded, Secret Bay seems to be a beautiful option.
Yes. So this one, like I said, it has 6 villas. The whole concept that they have here is high-end luxury personalized service, and to make you feel that this is your second home, like your second vacation home, that you own the place, that it's your home, and that's like the whole concept there. But they are beautiful. They're actually recently rebuilt, just as Jungle Bay. I don't know, but in 2017, Hurricane Maria hit Dominica pretty hard. So this one's completely new, renovated. It existed before, but everything that you find here, it's new, as well as in Jungle Bay. It recently actually became a Relais and Chateau property at the end of last year.
Awesome.
Yes. So it's just like, that extra seal of, for the service that you'll get here. It's really an outstanding property and one of the most beautiful for sure.
That's awesome. So so now we go over and we're seeing a larger property of 151 rooms.
And that would be the largest of
okay.
Yeah. So this is a larger, a little more what you typically find in other destinations, like if you're used to maybe going to resorts and things like that. This is new. It was opened late last year, and it has 4 bars and restaurants, 4 swimming pools. It's beachfront, and it has direct access. One of the properties that has direct access to the beach.
And so does the Brits have all-inclusive or meal plans that you can purchase, or is it all a la carte?
I believe it's all a la carte. Yeah, it's not an all-inclusive property.
Okay.
Yeah. And it's right next to a national park, so there are hiking trails that you can access right from the property as well.
How awesome. So really great opportunities here to do a lot of stuff. and now you've got the Wanderlust Caribbean.
Yes.
So talk to us about the Adventure Boutique Hotel.
Yes, so this one's smaller. This one's located northeast on a little village called Kalidishi. And again, every single resort that you find here, or like hotel or accommodation, will be surrounded by nature. This one is very focused on the adventure traveler. It is managed by like a local couple, and as looking at these 4 properties that we've looked at, you can see that they range from like big resorts to luxury to focus on wellness, and this one's just like smaller. So you'll find any type of accommodation here that's perfect for you.
And that's awesome. So it really does have diversity, the island of nature. We really will be able to accommodate you and your family, or you and the travelers that are going with you, whatever needs you have. So that's really cool. So let's talk about all the adventurous things that we can do in Dominica. Obviously, we can do lots of climbing and trekking and all of that. And so and of course the whale watching, because this is all year round, right? You don't need to go to Hawaii just to see the whales and during a certain season. You can watch them all year here.
Yes. Yeah, so like I said, a bucket list destination activity here in Dominica, just to hop on a boat and just get out there and try to find them. And the 2 times that I've been in Dominica, I've been lucky enough to see them. So, chances are pretty good since they're around.
Yeah, and that's awesome. And so for those of you guys who are divers, we certainly can plan to have a dive for you guys. If you want to make sure that we rent the right equipment and things like that, we can organize all of those things with someone on the local level. So, and if you haven't been certified yet, we can work with somebody locally as well to make sure that you get certified.
Exactly. Yeah, there are a handful of local dive operators that you can work with for sure.
And that's awesome. So now we're going to spend a day at the Boiling Lake.
Yes.
So let's talk about this. This sounds like so much fun.
I actually haven't done this one, but it's on my list because it does take all day and it's not the easiest hike, obviously. But it's a must if you're a hiker. Just getting there, I assume, is super rewarding just looking at it. And the following slide actually has a picture of what it looks like when you get there. But, it's an 8-mile hike and 4 miles up and then 4 miles down. So it does take a day to get there.
Yeah, that is certainly a full day. So now let's go canoeing, right? So now we're going to do something a little different in the rainforest. So we're climbing the waterfalls and rappelling down rocks.
Yes, another one of my favorite things to do here. Experiencing nature like in the heart of the jungle, like climbing down, like rappelling down waterfalls, hiking down the river. You jump, you swim, you zip line. It's a really great thing that you can do.
That's so awesome. And then you have the opportunity to do snorkeling. And so so this is in Champagnebay.
Yes.
And apparently there's a wall of bubbles. Did I read that right?
Yeah. So this is one of the unique things that you can do here. Because of it's a volcanic island, there's still some activity, on the ocean floor. So in this particular spot, you can see bubbles coming out from the ocean floor, hence the name Champagnebay. So it's like you're in a glass of champagne. It looks like that.
That's totally unique, very bucket list item. So I definitely suggest anybody who wants to really have some type of experience in that to really think about adding this to their itinerary.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
And then of course we're talking about rejuvenation, right? Because we're all in that whole point of we've been in quarantine for so long. We really need to recharge our batteries and get to go, back to who we are, right? So there's a lot of natural pools.
Correct.
And Emerald Pool is one of the ones that you guys are recommending.
Correct. it's one of the most beautiful ones, but you can find these throughout the island. This one is, I put in here because it is pretty accessible. It's only a 10-minute short hike from, where you start. And when you get there, there's like a little waterfall, natural pool, and then again, you're surrounded by nature and vegetation and green, and just jumping in there after a hike or, on a really hot day, it's just so refreshing. Absolutely. And the 2 times that I've been there, I've had the entire place to myself. So
wow. Social distancing really is very easy to do.
Exactly.
That is
it
awesome.
is a destination to consider.
So now we're talking about soaking in a hot spring. So because it's volcanic, you still have all the hot springs available to you, and you can easily just hide. And again, the social distancing, it just could be you and the people you're traveling with, or just you if you want it to be, right? So it really it's a matter of just relaxing and putting yourself in that mindset.
Mm-hmm. Right.
So
just like the natural pool. Yeah. So hot springs are very abundant here as well. Most of them have been kind of engineered in a fun way. Like this one, it has like a tub in the middle of, the jungle, but they also have like built pools around it. So this one here is the Watton-Waven hot spring, but there are several that you can visit, and they're all as relaxing as you see it here in the picture.
That's so cool. So we talked about waterfalls earlier. I'm now kind of like intrigued because you're telling me from this slide, I'm learning that there's 12 waterfalls?
Yes, and 365 rivers, one for each day of the year.
So apparently we need to be there for a year now so we can experience every single river.
So 12 waterfalls, different hikes that you can do. Like a few very accessible, some that do take a little bit more of a hike to get there, but all beautiful.
That is so awesome. I am loving this. Right now we really need to we all need to start packing and going to Dominica. I feel like there should be all of us that are watching and going, okay, we're ready, passports are ready, let's go. And now we're gonna ride down the Indian River.
Yes, another opportunity to really experience what Dominica is about. This one's very, relaxing. Like it's not, it's not as extreme as the other ones, obviously. So you'll just hop on a boat with a local guide, and they'll row you down the river. Fun fact, actually, Pirates of the Caribbean, Deadman's Chest was filmed here. So you'll see, one of the setups that still remains there.
That is so cool. And you'll have a hidden bush.
Yes.
You'll stop by and get a little bit of a rum.
Yes, at the end of the ride, they take you to these bar in the middle of the jungle again for you to enjoy a rum drink before you get back.
That's awesome. So let's talk a little bit about the culture, and obviously because it's really important to understand that the island itself has its own cultural people, the true originators of the Caribbean, who they are and how they contribute into the society.
Exactly. So they actually have their own territory that it's just for the Kalinago population. There are about 3,000 of them that are living in Dominica. The traditions and their culture are still very much alive. So when you get there, like you can, go and sit and listen to a local historian, to listen to, stories about, the population, their history, and learn where, Dominica, the beginnings of Dominica. And, within this area, I mean, you can experience these traditions like the making of the cassava bread and weaving, and buy really cute souvenirs made by the local people. And it's just another thing. If you're a history buff, like it's one it's must.
Yes. And do they have their own local language as well that they need?
Yes. So, for instance, Waitikobuli, that's they're from their own language.
So that's awesome. So really, you can have an opportunity to learn a language while you're there. And learn a native language and be able to, have a learning classroom. So, and especially for you guys who travel with your families and the kids, and you're doing a lot of, still homeschooling or just kind of getting over that. We're not sure what's going to happen for next semester. Here's an opportunity where you can bring that classroom to life.
Exactly.
So let's talk about eating, because I'm always hungry. And since this presentation is taking place right after lunch, and I can never have enough. Tell me, what are the local dishes and what are we doing in terms of eating?
So it's mainly seafood, and it's very hearty meals with a side of rice and a side of salad and a few other local delicacies. But it's very hearty meals and mainly seafood. But I've also had really good chicken and pork plates there in Dominica, and what you'll find is very charming food establishments throughout the island. It's still very untouched. So what you see or what you get is like truly like homemade meals wherever you go.
And that's awesome, right? So you're going to have that cultural infusion. You're really going to have that homemade. People are just opening their doors to you and just going, come, stay with us, eat with us. We can certainly do cultural things in terms of having somebody local. You can go into their home and maybe learn how to cook or something along those lines, or break bread. All of these things can be planned out.
Exactly.
So one of the things that I learned is that you guys love to party, and obviously February is Carnival, but there's so much more.
Correct. So there are many, events that you can plan your visit around, and one of the biggest ones would be Carnival. It's a month-long celebration full of parades and contests and dancing and concerts, and it's just so fun to be there during that time. You'll see, local people rehearsing for the dances and all of that. So really fun time to be there. Dive Fest, obviously, focused on sharing the underwater, resources and like what you can see, and educating not only locals but visitors as well. And a big one is the World Curl Music Festival, like local and international artists that come and perform to Dominica during that time.
That's awesome. I mean, you guys have certainly lots of different things, and this is just a sampling of the partying that you guys offer. So definitely, especially with everything that's going on and with some of the borders, trying to figure out when they're going to be open and things like that, or how things are opening, I definitely recommend trying to plan something for maybe, August, September onward. So that way we can get you guys to experience it. I do also recommend, because it is during hurricane season, that we do have trip protection, so that in case we need to make sure that we make adjustments or whatever because of a hurricane, you're covered. But certainly we should just start planning and be ready to go.
Mm-hmm. Exactly. I'm ready to go, to be honest. Like, whenever they say we're ready, I'll be out there for sure.
Yeah, to a certain extent, we're all like, oh my God, we just need to go. We need to be, ready to have that action and I need to be on that plane and experience it. I can't thank you enough, Fernanda, for this information. This has been super, super amazing. I have fallen in love with another country in the Caribbean that now is on my bucket list. And so definitely we all should enjoy, all of the wonderful nature things. And even if you guys are soft adventure, not necessarily, hardcore, this island is certainly available for you.
Exactly.
So, exactly. So let's make it happen. So thank you. Do you have any other words for our viewers?
I mean, just we look forward to seeing you in Dominica. I mean, we hope that, we've fueled some wanderlust in you for sure. And, we can't wait to see you out there.
Awesome. I can't wait to be there. So thank you again. Namaste, everybody. Until the next time. Bye.